Japan, an island nation known for its cutting-edge technology, ancient traditions, and breathtaking landscapes, continues to captivate the world. Today it stands as a beacon of progress, but this modern image masks a much more complex history, one that was shaped by periods of isolation and transformation. Japan's journey from being a closed society to an economic powerhouse took centuries, and the story is far more fascinating than we often realize. For over 200 years, Japan shut its doors to the outside world, embracing a policy of isolation known as Sakoku. During this period, Japan developed a unique culture and society, unbothered by foreign influence. Yet this isolation didn't stop the country from advancing in ways that would later astound the world. So how did Japan move from a secluded land to a global leader? Let's explore this remarkable transition in history. The story of Japan's development starts long before its enforced isolation. The country's first settlers arrived on the islands tens of thousands of years ago, gradually forming distinct communities and mastering agriculture. By the 4th century, Japan saw the rise of its first centralized kingdoms. The Yamato clan, based in what is now modern-day Nara, established the first recorded Japanese imperial system. But Japan's early history wasn't without outside influence. By the 6th century, Chinese culture, religion, and technology began to trickle into Japan, significantly shaping its early development. One of the most notable imports was Buddhism, which was introduced through Korea. These foreign ideas would later be woven into the very fabric of Japan's culture, but the journey toward Japan's later isolation had already begun. In 794, Japan entered a new phase known as the Heian period. During this time, the capital was moved to Kyoto, and the imperial court flourished. The ruling elite focused on culture, art, and literature, creating some of Japan's most enduring cultural achievements. However, beneath this cultural bloom, political power began to shift away from the emperor's court. As time went on, Japan's feudal system slowly took root, with regional warlords known as daimyo gaining more power. By the late 12th century, the samurai, Japan's legendary warrior class, had become the true political force, overthrowing the imperial authority. After a brutal civil war between the Taira and Minamoto clans, the Minamoto emerged victorious, with Minamoto Yoritomo taking control and becoming the first shogun in 1292, marking the beginning of the shogunate system. This marked the start of a new era in Japan. The shoguns, though nominally serving the emperor, ruled the country with military might, overseeing a strict feudal society. However, Japan's isolation began in earnest during the 17th century under the Tokugawa shogunate. After years of internal strife and foreign invasions, most notably the Mongol invasions in the late 1200s, the Tokugawa shoguns enacted a policy of isolation, closing the country off to almost all foreign influence. This was Japan's Sakoku period. The borders were sealed, and only a few Dutch and Chinese traders were allowed to conduct limited trade through the port of Nagasaki. Christianity, introduced by Portuguese missionaries, was banned, and those caught practicing the faith were severely punished. For over 200 years, Japan remained largely untouched by the outside world, cultivating a unique culture and political system. But by the 19th century, global forces were knocking at Japan's door. In 1853, American Commodore Matthew Perry arrived with a fleet of warships and demanded that Japan open its ports to trade with the West. The pressure was undeniable, and the shogunate, weakened by internal conflicts and external pressures, was forced to agree. This moment marked the beginning of Japan's rapid modernization and its exit from isolation. In the following years, Japan underwent a dramatic transformation. The Tokugawa shogunate collapsed in 1868, and the emperor was restored to power, beginning the Meiji Restoration. This period saw the country embrace Western technology, industry, and political systems, all while preserving its unique cultural identity. Railroads were built, new factories sprang up, and Japan quickly became one of the most industrialized nations in the world. By the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Japan was no longer the isolated, feudal society it once was. It had emerged as a global power. The country's military strength was proven during the Russo-Japanese War in 1905, when Japan defeated Russia, marking the first time in modern history that an Asian power had triumphed over a European one. Japan's rapid rise continued through the early 20th century. Despite the devastating effects of World War II, Japan's resilience shone through. After its defeat in 1945, the country rebuilt itself at an astonishing pace, transforming into an economic juggernaut. By the 1980s, Japan was the second largest economy in the world, known for its technological innovations, automotive industry, and cultural influence. Today, Japan stands as a global leader, from the groundbreaking innovations in robotics and electronics to its timeless cultural contributions, like anime, fashion, and cuisine. The country's journey from isolation to global prominence is nothing short of extraordinary. Japan's history reminds us of the power of transformation and adaptability. It's a nation that not only survived the tumult of internal and external challenges, but thrived and emerged stronger on the world stage. The lessons from Japan's journey are ones that continue to resonate today as the nation remains an enduring example of perseverance, innovation, and cultural preservation. And that's the story of how Japan transformed from a land isolated from the world into one of the most influential countries on Earth. A true testament to the power of change and the unexpected journeys that history can take.